Let me fix this hair. I'm on my phone, y'all. I'm back starting on making masks again. I want my phone to sit straight up like that. What in the world is going on? Okay, y'all. Hold on while I try to fix this. That is so much better. Let's see if I can. Ooh. I think there is a delay. Okay. Good morning, Ashley. I'm on my phone. And I'm here cutting out some stuff to make some more masks because I want all my family to have more than one. So how are you this morning? I think there's a delay or something. I twisted my hair back up last night. I think I missed some back here. I did. Indeed, I did. I'm good. Sitting here cutting out some patterns so I can make some more masks so my family, have more than one. And plus, I got to make me another one. I hope my sewing machine cooperate. Because Walmart don't even have any sewing machines in their warehouse. So I guess if Walmart is out, that means if Target or anybody else sold them, they out. So elastic, sewing machines, and anything that you could possibly make a mask out of is sold out. Look, and Louis woke up early this morning barking. That's why I'm on right almost at the strike of 11 o'clock. So we just got on up. Yeah, I'm trying to. What I'm doing, I'm trying to get all my patterns together so when I start sewing, I just reach for a pattern. Thanks for the thumbs up. Oh, have you ever watched the show The Little Women? Little Women of Atlanta. Then they got Little Women of LA. They got Little Women of Dallas. Have you ever watched that show? My husband bought me a rotary cutter. And I think I'm going to do a video for a review. Yeah, many of y'all got killed in a car accident. And she was the only child, too. And it's tragic in a way, either way you think about it. But she was an only child, and that makes it, well, it is sad. I don't know if it can make, I was saying that make it more tragic, but if it's tragic, it's tragic. Yes, it's sad. And it was a hit and run. So she didn't cause the accident. It's sad. Yeah, I'm gonna do a review on this Fiskars rotary cutter. Cause I see when I watch YouTube videos, everybody is cutting with a rotary cutter. Sometimes you'll see what they're doing with the scissors, but this thing. Hold on a minute. I heard some noise right here. Let me see what it is. Must be my husband, cause Louis is not barking. Never mind. Carry on. Sounds like a car door squeaking. I know it's not my van, cause my van door don't squeak. Yes, her mother. They didn't mention who her father is, but her mother, her uncle, grandma, and her aunt. So my prayers go out to her friends and her family. And it's like you said, it's sad. And did you see on the news where one of the ER doctors took her own life? She had Rona and got well of it. But her father said what was getting next to her was all those hours. And, you know, the doctors and nurses are being affected, and we don't know at what magnitude, because we don't know what they go through. Yes, they didn't say if she was married and had children or whatever, but they did mention her dad. So when we get some more in here, we'll talk. I was looking at something, and I had been, because I'm around here in the den on my phone where the sewing machine is. So I wouldn't have to, move. Yes, so much craziness, Ashley. It's terrible. And I was looking, I came across somebody named Anthony O'Neill, and he was talking to somebody else. And because his title was, let me see, I'm not going to pull it up 'cause I know YouTube would, take my video down. But his title was Companies, 10 Major Companies That Keep You Poor. And the person he was talking to was doing like a motivational speech, and he was saying that I don't know that motivational speaker now. I didn't get his name, but he was saying that when you make money and you spend it, say you go to so he was naming out that Gucci was the last name, Harley Davidson was the last name. He called out that Hennessy was the last name, and he was calling out all these names that we put our money into that are last names. And he said, you borrow money from Wells Fargo to go to the car dealership and buy a car that all those are last names. So while you're making these companies rich, you're making your family poor. And that is something to think about, because we race to the bottom. You know how some people love to keep up with the Joneses? That's never been my story. Cause I tell y'all, I drive a '07, excuse me, I drive a '07 Kia Sedona van. And my husband had told me one time, he said, you're not driving kids around for daycare. Excuse me. He said, you're not driving kids around for daycare. You don't have grandchildren here. Sorry about that. I dropped the phone. He said, you don't have grandchildren here. He said, why don't you trade your van in for a car? And I said, no. Yeah. And I said, no. I said, my van is paid for. I don't owe anything in it. And girl, it had low miles when we bought it. We haven't put a lot of miles on it. We drove to Kentucky, I think, when our grandson was up there. We drive it to Virginia every now and then. But my husband have an Armada, so he rather drive that because that's larger and he's taller and bigger than I am, right? But I'm happy with what I got, you know. So there's no need. And to me, I feel that debt is bondage, right? So he was saying, start working on your legacy in your 20s. You know, he said, first thing you got to make a decision that you want to leave a legacy. And I said, you know what? And I didn't watch all of it. So, because, I know it was 11 o'clock and I wanted to come on. And, oh, excuse me. And he was saying, start making a legacy for your family in your 20s. Make a decision and then start working towards it. Don't spend, you know, every dime you get just because you got a few extra dollars. Save it. So you know they're trying to get that new stimulus in, try to boost the economy. Cause they said if they proposing to get $2,000 a month, right? So they said people would go out and spend it. They don't know some of us gonna say because sorry about that. Cause no matter if they give us a stimulus for a year or 6 months, I won't, put mine in my savings. So after they stop giving it, when the lean season come, I would have this thing coming up on my phone. When the lean season comes, when they decide to pull the rug out from under you, so to speak, when they're not giving that money anymore, I would be saved some, we'll be saved some hours. So, and that gives me something to think about because all these things are last names. Like, y'all know I want a sewing machine. I get, yeah, save it for a rainy day. That's what I told my grandson when he got his first place, right? I told him, I said, just because you got X amount of dollars, don't mean you got to go out there and spend it so you'll be broke. Hey, Shawana, how are you? We're talking about leaving a legacy. I was watching something on TV this morning, and the young man, he looked to be real young, and he was saying about leaving a legacy. That when you go out there and you spend your money, you go to the bank and get a loan to buy a car. Then you go put that money in a car. Oh, excuse me, y'all. He said, you making those companies rich while you making your family poor. And, as you think about it, there are times, like even if I run to Dollar Tree, if you go to these stores 9 times out of 10, you're going to see something that you think you can't live without. And even if it's just $1, we could think about spending our money wisely. When you go to like Dollar Tree, even if it's Dollar Tree, Roses, or whatever discount stores in your area, Five Below, condition yourself to only buy what your family needs, right? And get in the habit of saying that, you know what, I don't need all these snacks. You know, and I think about me. Yesterday I was walking around Dollar Tree. I was trying to see if the stores had any hand sanitizer, right? All the shares about Bear and Dollar Tree. And I didn't have time to go to Roses, but I went there looking for hand sanitizer. Their paper product sold out. They didn't have any toilet tissue. Even though I don't need any. You know how it is, you don't want to run out. So I was walking around there. I said, no, I don't need any eggs. I get my eggs from Dollar Tree. And I said, I don't need, I got a piece of hair. Y'all, I'm going to cut it. I said, I don't need any eggs. And I don't get too much out of the frozen section. And then when you spend the money, like even if just like on cash app, what I used to do, like if I would sell something on Amazon and it come to X amount of dollars, I would put some of that money in PayPal for me to have a little bit of spending money. And then if there are those times where sometimes you will indulge yourself. Yeah. My daughter's best friend is a truck driver. And people say you can't have a friend of the opposite sex. Yes, you can. So my daughter's best friend drive a truck, and he called her and told her, said Dollar Tree got some hand sanitizer in. So she called me. She said, Mama, go to Dollar Tree. She said, my friend B told me that he just carried a load to Dollar Tree, and one of the boxes was hand sanitizer. Y'all know, In order to get some of that stuff, you got to be right there when they put it out on the floor. I think they're starting there to put like hand sanitizer and sanitizing wipes up front, and they're gonna limit you to, two or whatever. I know in the cleaning product they say you can only buy four. And see, I keep cleaning stuff, bleach, Fabuloso, uh, it's another kind, Spick and Span. I love Spick and Span. That's an old cleaner from way back. I keep Comet or either Ajax. I keep window cleaners, and y'all know that's the main thing I do not like to clean is windows. But I clean my mirrors, and there's a lot of surfaces that you can clean with those cleaners. And I have to wear those blue gloves on my hand because of my allergies and eczema. So my allergy doctor had told me to wear them to bed, but I was a little reluctant. So last night I fell asleep with them on my hand. Woke up this morning, girl, my allergist got me using Vaseline, and girl, I see a big difference using Vaseline. And I have one of those appointment with my allergist tomorrow at 9:30. I think this is gonna last like 30 minutes. And I I got up and my hand felt a whole lot better. They're still a little sore from, you know, all this that I'm going. Hey Kingdom Boy, good morning. Please give this video a thumbs up. I'm on my phone, guys, because I'm around here cutting out stuff to make some more masks with. I want to make sure my family have more than one. So they didn't have any more of the gloves, y'all. The little blue gloves. I know y'all seen me wear the blue gloves on the camera. And I was told to to wear gloves. Even the gloves you use on your hand when you wash dishes, y'all. I have some. I bought a medium. But now since my hands are a little swollen, when I went back yesterday, I needed to get a large. All they had was medium, and they're about out of those. Yeah, I put his card in the mail too. Hey, fruitful wife. Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much, your fruitful wife. I do appreciate it. I'm on my phone, guys, so I hope I don't miss anybody coming in. So we're talking about leaving a legacy. And I was saying, I feel that getting in debt is bondage. And that's just me. I do not like debt. I love debt, y'all. My van is paid for. My husband keeps saying, thank you, J. Wade Jules. Thanks for being here. Everybody, please give this video a thumbs up. So I don't like getting in debt because to me, debt is bondage. Hold on, y'all, my dog. Louis, what are you doing? So I feel that debt is bondage. And I don't like getting in debt. I don't. As I was saying before, my husband tells me, hey, Angie, hello. We're talking about leaving a legacy. And my husband keep telling me, he said, and y'all, I drive a '07 Kia Sedona minivan. And I feel that debt is bondage. Thank you so much, Jay's Way. And I don't like getting in debt. We almost, our house is paid for. My van is paid for. His vehicle is paid for. And he was telling me, well, you don't have daycare anymore. You're not driving around any grandchildren. I said, why don't you trade your van? Yes, I did, Kingdom Boy. I put it in the mail. And I said, if my van is running fine, and when we bought this thing, y'all, my husband paid cash for it in 16. It had low mileage. It had a tape player, 6-disc CD changer. And y'all know I have those, you still have, there are times when you still have your cassette tapes. And I have my Marvin Gaye and Prince or whoever, or my gospel CDs, my Christmas uh, tapes or whatever. and I load them in there. Honey, I have a Christmas CD that I made, and there's a couple of Christmas songs up there that my favorite of all time, Marvin Gaye, is singing, and one of them is a instrumental. Honey, I be riding around in February and March and have those songs of Marvin Gaye on repeat. And one day I was driving around. My granddaughter said, "Grandma, what are you listening to? You listen to Christmas music." And it was February. And she said, "It's February." I said, "I don't care if it's February, March, April, May, June, July. If I'm going to listen to it," I said, "every day is a present to me." I use my Christmas towels all year round, y'all. I got so I don't pack them up. I keep the Christmas towels out. So as I was saying, the Bible tells us to leave a legacy for your children, your children's children. So we have this old shell of a house. So when the Lord calls us home, we're leaving something to our children. What they do with it is on them. So I don't want to spend every dime I got just cause I got a little money left over. Save it for a rainy day. You might need something one day, and if you spend all your money, you'll be like, "I need so and so and so." Even if it's just medicine, and you got a copay, your insurance pay part, and you pay part. You don't spend all your money. You go to the doctor, he give you a prescription. You got a copay. Where you gonna get it from? Or save up for that dream vacation. Or save up for. There's lots of things, and we need to teach our children, y'all. When you get my age, anything you haven't been taught, you haven't learned, you try to learn it, and some things come out like I'm trying to learn all this technology and all this stuff. Yes, yes, I like Christmas every day, Angela. Every day is a present. When you wake up, that's why they call it the present. Because when the Lord lets you open your eyes every day, it is a present. He let you live. If you didn't get it right yesterday, he gives you a chance to get it right today. And I'm in a group chat with my brothers and sisters. It's still 6 of us left. And I put in there, and I told them, I said, "Y'all, this is real. When you go out," thank you, Angie. I said, "when you go out, wear your mask." I said, "It's serious." I said, "Rona is not playing." I said, "She don't care if you black, white, red, purple, blue, or green. If she want to attach herself to you, she will." I said, "Now, when y'all go," I said, "Now, our mom is 94. She's in assisted living." I told him, I said, "Mama can't tell y'all this, but I can be her proxy and tell y'all this because I have a brother that's older than me, so I'm the next oldest, right?" So I told him, I said, "Mama can't tell you this." I said, "I'm her proxy, and I will." So one of my sisters had already got, I said, "Oh," and I said, "You know who you are that's not wearing a mask." And I said, "Your initials is so and so and so." But the joke is, when you said their initials, instead of putting the initials, you put the whole name. So it's a joke, right? So my sister, I, she was one of the ones I put the name in there. And she messaged me back in a private message. "You only saw me once without my mask. And I had forgot my mask. And I just didn't have it that much that day. Thank you very much." And she put a lot of exclamation marks, right? So I went back to the chat. So my brother, his nickname is initials, right? So I said, "I hope I didn't strike a nerve in you when I wrote that." And he wrote back, he said, "No, big sister." He said, "I'm just glad you care enough to remind us to do these things." He said, "And we should listen to you and our big brothers because you are older." And I said, got something there. So then when he put that in there, my sister, she gonna message me back. "And you didn't strike a nerve in me." I said, "With all those exclamation marks." I said, "Girl, please." You know? So when you go about your daily life and you thinking you can't do without certain things, There are things we think we can't do without, but yes, we can. You got food on your table. It might not be the thing that your neighbor is eating, but you got food, right? You can make a meal. You got your electricity on because you still got lights. When the heat come on, if you got, if your heat is gas, you still got your gas, right? You still got your life. So if you didn't get it right yesterday, you got a chance because the Lord woke you up. You got a chance to get it right today. So when you going out there and you get these sale papers in and they send that mess and they try to entice you because they got uh living room furniture in the sales paper, they got dinette sets, they got all this stuff. They try to make you think that you need to throw away the old stuff you got in your house. Our house is full of antiques, right? And when my husband got this section that we got in the den, oh, he wanted it so bad. Now he see when you got a sectional, you stuck in the way you can turn your room around. Cause what we always do, we love changing our furniture around, but having a sectional, you can't do it. Now he's saying, I see what you mean there about a section. I said, no, you want a section in there. We got a section. I said, deal with it, bruh. You know. And our living room is full of antiques. We got antique this, antique that, like that little Tiffany light up there. All come from thrift stores, y'all. And you know what? It don't bother me not one bit. I told my husband one time, I said, I want an old sewing machine to put in the bedroom. We went to a thrift store one day and they had one that had been marking down, marking down, marking down. Every Tuesday you get 25% off. So we would usually go on a Tuesday or a Thursday, because Thursday is the day for the senior citizen. So they have marked it down to $4.98, y'all, and still they took 25% off. My husband got it here, and they was like, "It don't work." My husband said, "I don't care." He got it here, y'all. He got that thing working. So what I'm gonna do, since this one right here, my singer right here, acting like it don't want to work. It works, but it's old and weary. So I'm gonna put a needle. Yes, we found some good stuff from the thrift store. All this stuff, the light, all this come from a thrift store. And what didn't come from a thrift store? When my daughter worked at a furniture rental place, they rented dinette sets, beds, and living room sets, washer, dryer, computer, and all of that. So the chef around our TV, because after they have it in the store for so long, after they have it in store and rent it out so much, they got to put a sale price on it and get rid of so they can move other stuff. So she said, Mom, you've been wanting one of these units to go to TV. She said, if y'all come in here now, I think you can get for like $100. Girl, we got that 25 about a $2,500 chef unit for like $150. And I have been wanting a wrought iron baker's rack in the kitchen. They got me that, my husband and my daughter. I don't think they paid $75 for that thing. 'Cause after they rented for so long, they got to sell it so they can get other stuff in. And that's how we got what we didn't get from thrift store, we got for rent places like that. Because if you're going to spend your money, and you got to have something to sit on when you go watch TV, you got to have a kitchen set to sit in your kitchen and eat, or dining room, whatever. So why not get the best bang for your buck? I don't care if it's a thrift store. The money that you save, you could do something else with it. Like I said, you might need some glasses. You might need to get some glasses, but your insurance don't cover it, right? Cause all insurance, y'all, I don't know what they're doing to insurance now, but it's a crying shame the way things had changed in the United States of America. insurance prices have skyrocketed. So if your insurance company don't uh, pay for you to get glasses, and you spend all your money, you can dig deep down in your pocket as hard as you want and pull out all that lint. If you ain't saved for a rainy day, honey, you won't get no glasses. You be blind as a bat. My mama can say you be blind as a bat. So when you we got to think about the big picture. Cause like I said, you want to save something for your children and your children's children. Your children, now like the house we live in, this house was built in the early 1940s, right? The people that used to own this house, yeah, insurance don't, and sometimes insurance don't cover what you think they'll cover, and then you might go somewhere and try to use your insurance and get the surprise of your life. This house was across the street, and the people that built the house, they moved the house over here and added a bathroom upstairs, cause and then they didn't break any of the fireplaces, y'all. Every room in this house has a fireplace besides the bathroom. So all five of the bedroom got a fireplace. Oh, the room they built on here, this 90-pound room where back in the day, now they call them family rooms. But back in the day, they call it a den. So we still call it a den. This room is built on, this used to be a wraparound porch, right? So when the people built this house and we bought this house and we told our children that, we're going to leave the house to y'all. And one or two of them said, well, I don't want to live in that area anymore. I said, well, then, when me and your daddy passed, y'all sell the house and divided the money. Y'all children, if you don't bring your children up in a way, now, our children know we always went to the thrift store. I used to sew stuff and make them stuff. My mama used to make stuff. My mom used to make turtlenecks. My mom would make all winter long. She'll start making turtlenecks. My children growing up, yeah, I never had to go to the store to buy a turtleneck. My mama would make a turtleneck in a heartbeat. My mom and my grandma was seamstress, right? They were always at the sewing machine. Sometimes cause different people would get them to make stuff. My mom even made a tuxedo one time, y'all. Yes, she did. And so I'm used to seeing the strong women in my life sitting up to a sewing machine or in the kitchen standing up to a stove. Teach these girls how to cook, y'all. Teach these girls. When my 17-year-old granddaughter was here, my daughter, when she moved to her place a couple of hours away, her daughter only had a few months before school closed and she would graduate. So we was like, there was no need to take her over there. School about to be closed. And I had been teaching my granddaughter because all my other grandchildren lived away. And our grandson, 19, he moved and got his own place about a month after his mama moved. He told us, he said, Grandma and Grandpa, I feel like a bum here living off y'all, and I'm be moved out in 2 weeks, got my own place. He said, I'm a grown man. And a grown man shouldn't be living with his mama or his grandma. He said a grown man should be paying his own bill. Y'all, I tell you what, it made me feel so good I could cry. Now, you hate to see them leaving the flock or leaving the nest, but you had instilled something in him to let him know I'm a man. I need to be out doing things that a man do, paying his own bill, looking to himself and looking to the man upstairs. And I'm not saying if my husband's upstairs, look to him. You don't look to him for if you want to learn how to do something about your car. Yeah, look to him. But I'm talking about our Heavenly Father up there. Y'all, my grandson knows some words. Let me tell you that. He was a speaker for Youth Day this February. And everybody was like, I didn't know this child had this much word in him. Folks who said, my mama and daddy drugged me to church, or my grandma drugged me to church. Let's teach these children life lessons, things that they can use when they get out on their own. My grandson, my husband, when he went off to college in Kentucky, we got him a car. So when he first got up there, we didn't take the car because after we got the car, we had a mechanic check it out and make sure everything was running right, make sure the tires were good, and all of that. So we carried the car up there. We drove up there. My daughter and a friend of hers followed us, and we carried his car up there and his refrigerator, and we left the car and everything. My husband taught this young man how to check his oil, how to, what happened when these gauges, when they get to this point or when they get to that point, you make sure your oil check, make sure your car got antifreeze and all this kind of stuff. So now, the least little noise he hear, he'll say, Grandma, can I speak to Grandpa? And I usually ask him, anything wrong? He said, no. And when he get speaking to Grandpa, he'll say, Grandpa, I heard a noise in my car. And my husband said, what it sound like? And he'll say, well, drive by here before you go to work, and I'll take a listen at it. And my husband told him, said, no, ain't nothing, because he drive. We bought him a Subaru, y'all. And y'all know Subarus will take a licking and keep on ticking like a Timex watch. So when I had my granddaughter here, my husband was teaching my grandson this, and I would talk to all of them. I told my grandson, I said, yeah, it's good to do this and do that. I said, but put God first in everything you do. And I said, then his word tells us that he will give us the desires of our heart. I said, and you keep him first. And I said, everything you do, you consult the Lord about it and see what the Lord said about these new things you're undertaking. Yeah, it is hard to let them go, but if you raise them right, you've done your part. Cause you can't raise a grown person after they get, honey. Sometimes when they get 15 to 16, you can't tell them nothing. But one thing I can say, I could talk to my grandson. He sit there and won't say a word. He might say, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. Cause I told him, I said, look, get your education. I said, a woman and a baby come later. You got long time before you need to think about that. He said, yes, ma'am, you're right. So it's so much difference in talking to him. He'll be 20 the second of this month. And my his sister, she's 17, she'll be 18 August. Honey, it's just a different day and night talking to those two. Where he will sit and listen and won't say nothing. You almost got to hear her upside her head to make her listen. And I'll go in the kitchen, I'll tell her, I said, come in here when I'm cooking. And I want to show you, I was teaching her how to make biscuits. Because that was one of the first things I learned, y'all. When I was 14 and my baby sister was born, because back then the doctors came out. When they called the doctor and my baby sister, she's premature. And I was in the kitchen making biscuits for my other brothers and sisters, and my mama was giving birth to my youngest sister as I was in there making those biscuits, y'all. Yes, girls can be something else, honey. So I told her, and I told them, I said, you know what? And keep your house clean. I told them, I said, you know what? You can go in your bedroom and close the door. I said, because your bedroom is one place that don't take no camera in. That's your private sanctuary. Close the door to your bedroom and let that really be private. I said, but you want to keep your bathroom and your kitchen the cleanest rooms in your house. And I asked my grandson sometimes, I said, what did I always tell you should be the cleanest rooms in your house? He said, oh, Grandma, the kitchen and the bathroom. I said, that's right. I said, because if somebody comes to your kitchen, if somebody comes to your house and they ask you for a drink of water, you want to have a clean glass to give them that water in, right? My granddaughter said, now I'm just going to have some bottled water. I said, girl, you please just shut your mouth. So my grandson Taylor said, girl, you need to just learn how to shut up like Grandma told you. She's like, what you gonna do about it? He said, I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do about it. I'm gonna tell Mom. So I was teaching her how to make biscuits. I was teaching her out, dishes. I said, when you get your own place, and you're gonna see that you need to keep your house clean. I said, I tell you what, look at hoarders and see how some of those people are living. Honey, when I look at hoarders, that make me want to keep my house clean even more. And you want to, and let me tell y'all something. The world, like I said, if you don't teach your children life lessons, there can be things out there in the world that the world would teach them that you don't even want them to know. So teach them family values. Teach them how to value life. Teach them how to value their property and somebody else's property. Teach them that just because they might live in a certain neighborhood and they don't have them $300 or $400 sneakers, they still are precious in your sight and in the Lord's sight. Because having those expensive sneakers, at the end of the day, when we die, we all gonna be put in the ground, ain't we? It don't matter what kind of shoes you wore growing up. It don't matter if you watch TV, if you watching cable or on a fire stick like we do. It don't matter if you're driving an old hoopty. If you cut, the blood is still gonna be red, right? And I told my granddaughter, I said, you look at your vein. I said, you'll see that the blood is red when the air hit it, but when it's running through your veins, it's blue. She said, oh, Grandma, I never thought about that. She said, but you know what? I can almost see through you. I said, just because I'm old, my skin getting thinner. She said, oh. Or she'll say, like if I said, girl, go upstairs and clean up your room. My room is clean. Come see. I said, girl, now she's ADHD. So they need that chaos, right? If she clean up her room, y'all, she can't find nothing. She can go up there and her room will look like a yard sale exploded. And she can go up there and find everything in the world. When our governor says school is closed for the rest of the year, so she goes, her mom, my daughter came and picked her up, and she's with them now. So I said, you still got to come back and clean up your room. And here's me, if I go upstairs to go in the closet and do something, next thing I know, I'm in either the room that was her or the room that was her brother. And my daughter would say, Mom, don't clean up the room for that. I find myself picking up stuff, you know, getting the broom, sweeping in there. So I'm so accustomed to keeping things as clean as I can keep them, right? So, and she'd tell everybody, she said, my son, he'll be 20 his birthday, but my mama spoils him. Cause y'all know what? When my daughter was 19, I think she may have just turned 20. Yeah, she'll be 40 this year when she had him. And I would tell her, I said, don't hold that baby all the time cause you gonna spoil him. Honey, she would go put him down and I'll go pick him right up. She said, Mama, you told me to put him down, I might spoil him. I said, you might spoil him, I'm not gonna spoil him. And I would pick him up, and he always been a good sized fella. Now he is about 6'6" or 6'7" tall, y'all. Big guy. He come in this world big. So I would hold him, and I would get there, y'all, and I would sing songs to him, sing little. My granddaughters, when I was rocking, I used to tuck them in. And I would tell them stories from my childhood or some things that me and my brothers and sisters done. So I would always tell them a little story before they went to bed, and I would tuck them in, right? Because my daughter was working, so they spent a lot of time here with me and my husband. So, and my granddaughter would say, Grandma, you gonna sing me a lullaby? Because she couldn't say a lullaby. She said lullaby. And there was a little a stuffed hippopotamus. She would always call that her hippopotamus. So after I would tell the story, she would say, Grandma, will you sing me a lullaby? So I would sing her a lullaby. So it was one I would sing, and she would love for me to sing it. I would rock, and I said, go to sleep, and mama, baby. will have a cake and all the birds be singing. And she was a petite little thing, right? Till she got a certain age. And when they start giving her that medicine for ADHD, she just blew right up. But we got to teach. And when my grandson is the oldest, and what I used, my daughter, like, when I would tell her, put him down, you can spoil, I go pick him up. And I would rock him and I would whisper in his ear. I said, "You're a genius. I don't care when I hold him, and honey, if you never sat in a rocking chair and rock, I love rocking chairs to rock babies. And I had wanted to do this. I had wanted to, go to the hospital and rock the babies in the, in the nursery. So I'll be sitting rocking him and I'll be whispering in his ear, "You're a genius." And y'all know what? When he got a certain age, he had a speech problem, right? So I would always pronounce words. Like if he was there with me, cause he's 2 years older than his sister, and he was there with me, and I got ready to do something, I would always pronounce the word, and I would call him. I said, "Come here, baby. I said, come here, look what Grandma got." And like if he had a favorite cereal, I would pronounce that cereal to him, and he used to always tell me. He used to tell me and my husband. He said, "I want to learn how to read." He said, "'Cause I want to read God's word." And y'all know that struck a chord in me. And when he got 4, we put him in Head Start. And they would have a speech therapist come certain time of day to work with all the children that have speech problems. Now, y'all, you can never tell that he had a problem with his speech. And when this child got 4 years old and they were working with him with his speech, asked me, did he learn how to read God's word? Asked me, did at 4 years old, he was reading God's word. That's why I said, let's teach these children. Let's teach them the right things. Let's teach them everything that glitters ain't gold. Every person that smiles in your face is not your friend. Because some people will call themselves your friend just to get next to you, to do something evil to you, stab you in the back, and you say, "I thought he was my friend and he did this." And that's right, Andrew. The Bible tells us to train up a child the way he should go, and when he get old, he will not depart. My grandson, when he graduated from school, he graduated with honors, and in the top portion of his class. Because, see, when they moved from that county over there to this county, it was easy for them to place my granddaughter. See, now, I'll tell her, I said, "Girl, you can do better work than what you're doing. You don't apply yourself." So as she got doing, and they put her in second class because of her ADHD. Y'all know once she moved over here, she wasn't taking any more ADHD medicine. She was focusing better. I told her, I sat her down one day and I told her, I said, I think she was 15 or 16 at the time. I said, "Look, baby, we're not going to keep pumping this medicine in you." I said, "You old enough to know right from wrong." I said, "Before you do anything on an impulse," I said, "you think about the consequences." I said, "Because every action has a reaction." I said, "You don't want to go through life saying, there's old B, and her name starts with a B. I'm not calling her the B word, y'all. Her name starts with the B, and I don't want to say her name." And I said, "You don't want them saying, 'Oh, there she is, that troublemaker. She this and she that.'" She said, "That, Grandma, I understand." And she was actually listening, y'all. You could have took a feather and waved it in my face and knocked me over. Then she was actually listening, right? So they got her placed in her classes, and they will send a note home to us saying, "Well, we placed T in this class, but he's too advanced for this class. We're going to put him in this class over here." And then about a week later, we'll get another letter saying, "Oh, we placed him in this class, but he's too advanced for this class." Right? They kept switching that board till they finally they said we can't switch it no more because this is the last class. And he excelled, and I went upstairs and dusting stuff off in the room that was his. Y'all, the child did not tell us that he had uh some kind of degree or something from the community college in criminal justice. Cause as he was taking these classes at the high school, he was taking other classes. And I said, I mentioned it to him one day. I said, you didn't tell me you had this. He said, oh, I didn't think it was important. I said, baby, yes, I said, if it involves you and it's for your, you know, if it involves you, you, we want to be proud of you as you're proud of you, right? He said, oh, he's that, how some children got that little happy-go-lucky, that things are things are come and go, but you can tell it don't really bother them. That they're not a worry wart like I am. The least little thing come by my nose, y'all, I'm worrying. Cause my daughter would tell me stuff, and I would say, you know what? You should have kept that little piece of information. That's cause now I'm gonna worry about it. Mommy, you worry about every little thing. You worry too much. I said, well, you know what? That's just my nature. So now he got, if he want to step out and do criminal justice, he got the degree. He can, but he said he's going to college to be uh wait a minute, y'all, chemical engineer. When he started college, they told him you need this kind of computer. Told him what it need to have on it. Honey, I had him go online to Best Buy and order him this computer. I said, we can start you off on the right foot. If you keep on the right foot after you get out on your own, it's up to you. I said, but when he got ready to move out, when he was telling us he felt like a bum, he said, Grandma, when you're a man, you don't live on your mama and your grandparents mooching off them. You get your own place and pay your own bill. And I said, I tell you what else you don't do. He said, what? I said, you don't spend every dime just cause you got, you know, a few dollars. My mama and them could say a few pennies left. Just cause you got a few pennies left, you don't spend it all. He said, I understand. I said, save some. So once he got in the, accident and he can't work right now, that's when that rainy day fund come into play, right? So the doctors took him out and work. So they told him if his back was still bothering him to call him and they'll give him 2 more weeks, right? Y'all, this child walked away from a car accident about 2 weeks ago that could have killed him. Car flipped over 5 times, went 300 feet. And the cops told us, said, you know what, if he had been sitting up, he was driving his mom's little Honda CRV or whatever you call it. They said, and by him being the height he is, he had to lean back, in the car. And they said if he had been sitting up right, it would have cut his head off. Y'all, this child walked away, not one scratch, not, you know, you know, his back is a little sore, but he did not get no broken skin, no cut. You can't see a bruise on him. So that was something. That's, I say, he is a walking testimony. You gonna take the dog out? I'm doing my thing from right here. Oh, I'll be done in about 5 minutes. But yeah, train up a child in the way he should go. And teach them, like I said, teach the girls how to cook. Y'all don't know how many young women get out on their own and don't know how to cook. I even taught my grandson how to cook. I taught my sons how to cook. Let me tell y'all something. My youngest son is a young pastor. He and his wife and 5 children. they're running a church. And his children just are busy working in that church. His wife working in the church, and she now is ordained minister. And teach y'all. Somebody teach the boys how to check his oil. Teach them how much air's supposed to go in the tire. Teach them all these things they need to know. Cause y'all know if they live somewhere where they can't get up with you and ask you how to do this or what you put in this and what you put in that. Teach these girls how to cook. Teach them how to sew, y'all. Teach them how to sew. Now my granddaughter, and I will say this, she did have an interest in learning how to sew. So when my daughter was over here the other day, I said, you need to think about getting a sewing machine and learn how to sew. I said, because your daughter wanted to learn how to sew too. So she said she was really thinking about getting a sewing machine and learning how to sew. But there are things, let's teach them to say please and thank you. Teach the guys it's no harm to open the door for a woman. I got ready to go in Dollar Tree, to come out of Dollar Tree one day, and a gentleman walked in front of me. If I had been walking a little closer, that door would have hit me right in my face. He didn't hold no door open. But there are some, I have been going in Dollar Tree, and little young men, some of them be 7 or 8 years old. And y'all know we women, we flock into Dollar Tree, right? One little boy stood there, and his mama had already gone in the store, grandma, whoever he was. He stood there and held that door open, I know, for 5 minutes. So somebody had taught that little boy, you be a gentleman, you hold the door open. Teach them that it's no harm saying please and thank you, yes ma'am and no ma'am. Because the world don't want them saying yes ma'am and no ma'am. The world want them to just say yes and no. And you know what? You say yes and no around my mama or some of the older heads in my family, they'll say, put a handle on that person's name. Say Miss and Mister. Don't just call them by their name. Say yes ma'am and no ma'am. Because now, they, some children, y'all, you ever been around a child that's so disrespectful? You can hardly tell he's a child because he disrespects as someone has taught him to be this way. Because children aren't born to act the way they act. They're taught. Yes, we were raised to say yes, ma'am, and no, ma'am, yes, sir, and no, sir. That's right. A lot of children, there are some children act the way they act because all they know is chaos. You know, all they know is somebody cursing at them. You ever been in a store and been an aisle over and a woman is cursing and you think she's cursing to a grown person, and then you look, she's cursing a 3 or 4 year old out? Mm-hmm. Go in Walmart and walk around sometime. You'll hear it. If you ain't heard it, you will hear it. Our little children, me and my husband were looking at some videos one night. Shula King, y'all, he is funny. And the little child cursed her mama out. Her mama told her to bring her, it was a little camera. And her mama called out her other sibling name. This belonged to whatever the other child name. And she told the little girl looked to be 3, 4 years old, y'all. Oriental little girl. She wasn't big as a minute. Her mom told her, said, bring this back, because this belonged to so and so, whatever the other child name. That little girl turned around with dragging that camera. She said, F you, mama. I kid you not, y'all. So these children, when you don't think they're picking this stuff up, they're picking it up, y'all. Just like when you got your children in church and you think they're not, because children now, they have more than a one-track name, a one-track mind. You may think they sitting in church and they're not taking it in. Yeah, they taking it in. So take the children to church. Y'all take them to Sunday school. Take the little children to Sunday school. Take them to Bible class. And now everything, our pastors having our Bible study online. So now You don't have to put gas in your car to go. Because, the Lord had made a way. Everybody was saying, I work all the time and I don't get a chance to do this and I don't have time to do that. Y'all know what? Now we got time. There's not as many cars on the road. If you want to take your child for a walk, take that child for a walk around the block, point out different kinds of trees, different kind of flowers. Take them on a nature walk. Nature walk. If you see a bird and you know what kind of bird that is, tell that child to look. In our area, the most prominent bird is our state bird, which is the cardinal. And most people just say red bird. When I was growing up, they just said a red bird. I bet you I was grown before I knew the correct name of that bird. If you see different flowers, baby, this is a rose. Roses come in all different colors. You can go on a nature walk. I remember when I had my in-home child care. I would have a string of little children with me and we'd be walking around the block, even if it was a car. And I would ask the child, do you know what color that car is? And if they don't know, so, you know, that car's brown. And it's a Chevrolet. That car's blue, it's a Ford, Ford. You can point out colors to the children, point out the birds, the different kinds of this and that, the car need 4 tires, you know, to roll around on the street. There are lots of things I used to walk around here with these little children, honey. And if you take them for a walk and you give them their lunch, when you put them down for their nap, they can't wait to go to sleep. Yeah, that's right. Get exercise while they're learning. So when you take them for their little walk, when they come back, you wash their face and hands, give them their lunch, and put them down on their mat for a nap. Honey, those children will go to sleep so fast. And sleep, 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 because you have worn them out. I remember one time I kept my sister little girl. And I don't know if I had daycare. I don't think I had daycare then, 'cause at that time she was barely 2 years old. And when my sister came to pick her up, and she told her mama, she said, "Mama, come on, let's go." Her mama said, "What?" She said, "Cause I'm tired. I'm ready to go to sleep." She said, "Why?" And she told her mama that I had wore her out. She told her mama I had wore her out, and she was ready to lay down and go to sleep. So my sister said, she don't like taking naps, but if she would take a nap, I would gladly carry her home. I bet that child didn't make it out to the car good before she was fast asleep. Wear them out, but wear them out in a good way. Let them walk, let them do little nursery rhymes and, the wheels on the bus and all that kind of stuff and the hokey pokey. You can teach those children stuff where they be worn out. But anyway, y'all, my hour is up. I hope I said something that somebody got something out of. And Angie, thanks for the raid. And we're going to have the rest of this little chat another day. So everybody, thanks for the thumbs up. And as I close my live, like I always close it, like I was saying, Angie, thanks for the raid. Stay safe, stay vigilant, stay prayed up, and do what your state and local government tell you to do. Smooches, love you, mean it. And until next video, bye-bye. Have a good day, everybody. Have a good day, Angie, Ashley, everybody. Bye-bye.